Hello, everyone. I'm Barry Sanders, also one of your city councilors, and I'll start by saying, I love following Senator Pacheco and Councilor Duarte because then I get to say all that smart stuff that they just said. Yeah, what they said, that's me. It's interesting. I was thinking about Senator Pacheco had said, the standard of 4 parts per trillion. And I thought, like, how much is a trillion? A trillion grains of rice is 17 tons of rice. So if something can have an impact at 4 parts per trillion, that's like 4 bad grains of rice in 17 tons of rice that would make all of that rice no longer edible. It just seems like a very, very small amount. That would tell me that this is some pretty dangerous stuff. In some of the brief time that I've been able to contribute to some of what Clean Air Taunton has been doing, we did try to kind of crunch the numbers a bit. And I got to this place where I thought, okay, let's assume that absolutely everything that they're saying is true in terms of the revenue that Taunton could see from this gasification plant, this sludge plant. So what? It's, as you said earlier, it's people over profit. How much money is enough to spread something as dangerous as PFAS all over the community? And quite honestly, this room should be packed not just by people from Taunton, but people from Lakeville, people from Rainham, people from Rehoboth and Dighton and Freetown and Middleborough, because one of the things that Aries said, as if this was a good thing, that anything that comes up out of that steam stack, they're gonna shoot that way, way up in the sky so that by design it spreads over a large area, because we wouldn't want to burden the people who live right next to the plant with the full effect of whatever is coming out of that steam stack. So that you don't live on East Britannia Street, that you don't live in Taunton, don't think that the water comes from Lakeville. That doesn't make any of this any safer. The water in Lakeville is just going to be as impacted. The people in Lakeville and Middleborough and Rainham, and at this point, I would say Carver and Marion and essentially Senator Pacheco's entire district will be impacted, because that's what they told us that they planned to do. Send this steam stack up as high as possible so that it would spread over a large enough area. I don't know what the point would be to that. So we've got that going on. The other quote, one of my quotes today is people over profit. The other quote I want to leave you with is, and I use this all the time, and I wish I knew who said it because it wasn't me first. Never be the first one on or the last one off. I don't care what the plan is, what the project. If Aries goes out and builds one of these plants in 5 other communities and proves that they have hit the nail on the head, that they have the golden ticket for ridding the world of the dangers of PFAS, yes, let's get on board if they can prove that it's done. And I am not willing to let the residents of Taunton be the test subjects to find out whether or not they're able to do that. I'm not voting for that. That's not going to happen. And we've talked a bit about the evolution of how councilors are voting. And early on it was 2, and now potentially 3. But I got to tell you, I think we're there. I think it's going to be 9-0, and I'll tell you why. Because every one of my colleagues in their campaign interviews have consistently said, I will not vote for this until it is proven to be 100% safe. Well, last I checked, aspirin wasn't 100% safe. So we're in the clear, right? By their own words, every one of my colleagues on the council pledged that they would not vote for this unless it is proven to be 100% safe. So I think we can all go, we're all set now because they said they would vote against it. So let's bring that up on Tuesday and get rid of it, because before everyone's memory starts to fade a bit and suddenly people start forgetting what they said during their campaigns. I'm not naive enough to think that that's actually how it's going to go. So I would say that we have to remain engaged with the work that Clean Air Taunton is doing. We have to continue to reach out to my colleagues on the council and the mayor's office to make sure that they don't forget that we haven't forgotten and that we're still paying attention. And absolutely, when this comes up in December, I personally will be disappointed if the room is not full at council chambers, as I think it should be. And what I have seen pretty consistently is that a packed council chambers absolutely will influence the votes of my colleagues on the council. So I think because of the work that has been done by Clean Air Taunton and all of the partners, I think we're heading in a good direction. I'm very optimistic that we will keep Aries out of Taunton, but the work is not done yet. So please remain engaged. Continue to call and email my colleagues on the council and the mayor's office and let them know that we're not for this, and no other vote other than no would be acceptable until there's 5 other of these plants somewhere else proving that, you know, they've got it all figured out. So I thank you for your time. I thank everyone for coming in today. And of course, I thank Clean Air Taunton and all of the partners for this wonderful presentation and the ongoing work. Yes, ma'am. I think I heard Councilor Duarte say it was December the 5th. You didn't say it? Somebody said it.
It was in Estelle.
Estelle in her presentation said it was December the 5th. So yeah, let's stay tuned and make sure that that's the thing. Because, you know, the thing about the city council agenda is that it doesn't always look on Friday the way you thought it was going to look on Tuesday. So just because we think something's going to appear on the agenda on December 5th doesn't mean that it'll actually be there. So let's stay tuned and keep our eyes peeled for that and see where that leads. So by all means, feel free. I'm sure I speak for Councilor Duarte and Councilor McCall. Feel free to reach out to us at any time with questions, to let us know that you're interested, and we will keep you informed about what's going on. Thank you so much.